Nady guest editorial. I'm Martin Gordon, chair of the Pasadena Community Coalition. Recently, I listened to a Tavis Smiley show conversation with James Farr. James said something that caught me off guard. Black Altadena is gone. My community is being murdered. I said murdered.
All you have to do is go to our website homepage at KBLA1580.com and click on the icon that says KBLA Guest Editorials to learn more about our editorial standards and content submission guidelines. As long as the topic aligns with our mission, we are happy to review your submission and consider it for broadcast. We can't make any promises, but we want to amplify progressive perspectives that are community-focused and solution-oriented. So, go to KBLA1580.com right now to download all the information you need about our guest editorials. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
First things first.
Things first, it's the DU General, Money P. I'ma put you up on the schedule, 6 to 9, 8 weekdays, not doing serious. Let's go. We got a lot to talk about, so much to pedal through. Unapologetically progressive. Tune to KBLA 1580 to get the mess. We're your ancestors' favorite radio station. First black on talk radio, left side of the nation. Me and Dominique DiPrima go way back. Tavis Smiley making sure the station stays black. Discussing all the issues in our community. We're hosted black and brown and others find unity. So let's talk about it. Maybe we can improve it. Digital underground, always down with the move. So we tune in to First Things First with the Queen of Black Talk Radio, Dominique DiPrima. Go sis.
First things first.
KBLA Talk 1580, good morning. Good morning and God bless. I'm Dominique DiPrima. Is it Friday yet? No, I don't think so. I'm Dominique DiPrima. The show is called First Things First, and my very first thing today and every day is giving thanks to God, giving thanks, giving praises, and of course asking for blessings, asking for the blessings of the ancestors and the elders. And let's go. Let's move forward. That's how we go around here. KBLA is about forward, not back. Only going back to look forward, even better, the Sankofa principle. So this is how we do things on a Thursday. Hour one, we look local, what's happening on the left coast side of town as we broadcast from Leimert Park, Africatown, USA. Hour two, we go national, international, and beyond. In the third hour, we do a deep dive with a hot topic or a person of interest. We are on that trajectory today, and we have a special conversation in hour three about the Black LGBTQ plus experience. It's Black Pride this weekend on Saturday, so we've got some special guests to unpack that. And hour two, we're talking about all of these things that are going on in our nation. That's what we do. And right now, we're looking left, looking Pacific Ocean, 800-920-1580. That's the number if you want to get in. If you want to talk to other people virtually, you want to work from home, as it were, you can go to the youtube.com, KBLA 1580. Get in the comments section and join the conversation there. So yeah, ooh. Okay, I'm tired again. I'm not going to lie. I confess. I blame Tavis Smiley this time, though, because he invited us out to see my girl Lunell, the comic, at Flappers last night in Burbank. She was off the chain as usual. Lunell is, well, lunatics. That's what she calls her fans. That's That's a very apt description of us. And KBLA was kind of rolling deep. We're 10 deep last night. Miles, you sleepy? I'm sleepy.
I'm a little sleepy, but I'm recharged. I got my comedy laugh in yesterday. I needed that fixed.
Yeah, it was. She was funny.
Yo, okay. I'm gonna say this. I want to apologize to Lunel because I was judging her going into the show.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I had preconceived what I thought her set was gonna be.
Oh, you've never seen her live before?
I've never seen her live before.
Oh, no one could imagine that.
Yeah, it's like so. I had bought all the way into the nasty lady. You know what I mean?
Oh, that she was just going to be
get
up there cussing and. Oh yeah,
she was cussing a lot, but
yeah, well, that's what she. I mean, if it wasn't for the FCC, she'd be doing that on the show.
Right, but it was a great set. She had it was very timely of a set. It wasn't like it was a pre-written, pre-produced, scripted out set completely. It was a diverse set. She covered a lot of different topics. She had a good stage presence. It was a full show, and we all got great laughs out of it.
Yeah, she's really, really great.
She packed the house.
The house is packed, and that Flappers is not known to be diverse. It's a very old school comedy club. I'll put it like that. Y to the T. And she had everybody up in there. Latinos, white people, black people, old, young, everybody was up in there. That was nice to see. Packed. The thing about her, she's a bad girl of comedy. She's been doing it so long, and she's just funny. Like, I feel like Lunel can just talk about anything and be funny.
And I think too that I should have also expected that type of crowd. Looking at her Instagram, she has 2 million Instagram followers. She goes live every day. Everybody that's in her follower base was in that crowd.
She goes live every day. Makeup, no makeup, clothes, no clothes, home, on the road. I mean, she's fearless.
That was incredible to see. Yeah. I'm glad we
it was fun to see Tavis falling off of his chair laughing too.
I was cracking up the whole night.
I never see Tavis laugh that much before.
Yeah, that was full night. Shout out everybody that came through from the station. But yeah, that was a good night. I'm glad we got out there. I'm glad we we need that every now and then.
The other thing about Lunel is she doesn't have any opening act. She didn't have a whole lineup. She wasn't hosting a show. She stood up there for an hour and a half by herself, and we were laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
Nobody was engaged. Nobody was spacing out or heckling. Well, you heckle if you want to. See how that goes for you.
Yeah, I'm glad nobody did that. That'd have been all bad for them.
Oh, would have been for them. Yeah, it would have been fine for her. Anyway, so I'm sleepy again, which means you never know what could come out of my mouth. So buckle up. It's gonna be quite a ride. And I want to make a correction. Yesterday when I was talking with Jasmine Canick, we were talking about the Board of Supervisors, the LA County Board of Supervisors, and how there was a dust up over this Measure G situation where they expanded the number of soups on the board and created an elected county CEO. It's something that I was vehemently against. I advised y'all not to vote for it. Y'all voted for it anyway. And it's not because I'm going to, join Supervisor Catherine Barger and Supervisor Holly Mitchell with an I told you so tour, which they're not doing either, by the way, but I would if I were them. It's because now we've got this whole mess. We're in a pickle. We are in a whole pickle with Measure J because since they decided to rush through this Measure G and not do their due diligence, we have ended up canceling out one of the biggest wins we have had in LA County for progressives really anywhere in the country in decades. I mean, Measure J, which moves dollars away from cops and prisons and into care, into mental health, youth jobs, programs for people coming out of incarceration so they can not get caught up in that revolving door. The Care First agenda, which is what LA County voters asked for. That was Measure J. We won it. We won it when it wasn't the Trump era. Now they, accidentally overturned it by this Measure G because they didn't take their time and do their due diligence. As a result, now the county's scrambling, allegedly scrambling to fix it. I mistakenly said that the Latina woman on the board, Hilda Solis, was not in support of Measure G. I thought that she was not, but I was incorrect. Apparently, it was Supervisor Holly Mitchell and Supervisor Catherine Barger that were the main ones. But, you got to look at the experience, although Solis was at the cabinet level and stuff. But when you look at experience on the city, state, and county level, you really can't beat Mitchell and Barger. And to me, if they're telling you you need to look at this, if you're the only black woman on your Board of Supervisors, the only Republican on your Board of Supervisors are on the same page, it is time to STFU and do some more analysis. But we didn't do that. We rushed in. Y'all voted for it. Now we've got Measure G, which means we're basically created an emperor for ourselves, an elected emperor to a position that people are going to just check a box because who knows what an elected county CEO does? Well, let me tell you, they control the budget. At that point, what power does the Board of Supervisors really have? We've taken away the power of the purse. Oh my. And it's going to one person who's going to be over all of the districts, no matter how many supervisors you get. And the odds of electing someone countywide who's progressive and a caretaker of the Care First agenda are slim at this point. Look what happened in the last election. When you go countywide, you get into the bipolar nature of LA as a county and California as a state, where you've got MAGA land and you've got Black Lives Matter land in the same state. Yeah, it's in the same city. But if you look at LA as a city is blue, 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 progressive blue. But you don't have to go far. You don't even have to go to Orange County. There's plenty of LA County that's quite conservative. My friends, as progressives, as allies, as BIPOC people, and most especially as black people, we have fought really, really hard to implement certain policies. Measure J at the top of that heap. And now, are the people who broke it, i.e. Supervisor Hahn, Supervisor Horvath, apparently Supervisor Solis, are they doing everything they can to fix it? I'm not convinced. They passed a watered-down motion talking about we're going to study how to fix it. Here's how to fix it. Do the administrative fix that y'all said was supposed to be done in the first place. They were pointing the finger at county administrators saying, oh, well, they forgot to put it in the charter. Well, now why don't you remind them? Why do we need to do all this other stuff? The voters passed Measure J. The courts upheld it against a formidable challenge. And now y'all just want to airy-fairy study. Oh, what do? We messed up. Fix it. Whatever that administrative gobbledygook y'all was supposed to be doing to get it into the charter, do it now. Why are we waiting? It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I digress. It's time for us to keep eyes on the LA County Board of Supervisors. Because even though you might not live, if you have the misfortune of, well, I shouldn't say misfortune. If you have the blessing of living in Altadena, Pasadena area where you don't have a mayor, you rely on the Board of Supervisors. But even if you live in an LA County city that has a mayor like Los Angeles, you're still impacted by the LA County Board of Supervisors. If I live where I live, I'm both under the mayor of Los Angeles and under Supervisorial District 2, which is Supervisor Holly Mitchell. So it's time to keep eyes on the LA County Board of Supervisors. All right, we got a lot to talk about. Call me if you want, 800-920-1580. Yes, indeed. We're unpacking it, unlocking it, analyzing it, breaking it down, and saying the quiet part out loud on Apologetically Progressive, KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Exciting news, ladies! Always Discreet Boutique Bladder Leak underwear are available in black and printed design. Protect yourself with style. These fit and feel just like real underwear, and they give you up to 0 leaks, 0 odor. Designed for all shapes and sizes, they give you the confidence to be fully yourself. Don't let bladder leaks hold you back. Buy Always Discreet Boutique Bladder Leak underwear now.
Febreze.
Fabric Talk.
Hello, my love. I am your living room carpet. I see everything. I feel everything. After a while, I smell like everything, including Sir Pickles, who you snuggle with while binging that dating show you can't stop watching. So, how about we freshen things up with Febreze Fabric Spray? Oh, and a big spray for my pals, couch and ottoman. Ah, yes, refreshing. Breathe happy, Febreze. La 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 la.
We've got a lot to talk about.
I'm Reverend Gerald, the life coach. Is someone you love struggling with addiction and mental illness? Is improving your family's health important? Want to leave a legacy that your family can grow? Are you ready to enhance your perception of life experiences? Then wake up weekends at 7 a.m. with Urban Family Focus and get the wisdom, opportunity, resources, and motivation to live your best life. Join the conversation on Urban Family Focus Saturday and Sunday at 7 a.m.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
It's never too early to start talking about money in realistic ways with your kids. JP Morgan Chase navigates how to educate your kids now about creating long-lasting, healthy money habits. Whether your kids are in elementary school, high school, or college, now is a great time to start a conversation about ways to create healthy money habits as they grow, ultimately benefiting their financial future. Talking about money in a realistic way to support your kids' lifestyle and dreams, your first banking account geared towards high school or college. It's never too early. Explaining the basics, what you earn and what you spend, building financial confidence starts with getting organized. Learning and practicing vital money skills now will stay with them for life. Tools they will have to stay on top of their finances and achieve their goals. This segment is sponsored by JP Morgan Chase.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
Right now, glad to be with you this morning. Tired or not tired, I'm always happy. Someone reminded me this morning that Kwamel Allah, who's typically in our conversation in the YouTube comments section, a shout out to Bobby Best, Molly Bell, Paul Lee, the folks, Jacqueline Anderson, the folks I see in there this morning. Good morning to you. That we're supposed to name Thursday. So, back when I was on that other radio station, did you see them? They were there last night at the comedy show too, but it's a lot more of us. But anyway, I used to call it Third Eye Thursday back then. And I had Sahara Ali would come on Thursdays, and she would do the astrological outlook and sometimes do readings. But I just figured KBLA is a lot more newsy and a lot maybe not quite as artsy. So we went to Mindful Monday and went to focusing on meditation. Plus we need that, right? We need to understand meditation and yoga and how to get ourselves together no matter what was going on. And of course, 4 years ago, when we launched KBLA, I had no idea that we were going to be in the second he who shall not be named era right now. So if y'all want to name Thursday, we can have a little contest. You can jump into YouTube comments and put your suggestions in, or you can call me at 800-920-1580. If we land on a name and you come up with it, I'm going to send you a gift pack full of some great books. My little First Things First library collection. And so that's what it is. If you guys have ideas, we used to call it Third Eye Thursday, and then I would call it, I used to say Thought I Wouldn't Thursday when I would just come off the dome with something or something crazy was happening in the world that needed to be discussed, and we would just jump into it or do some crazy topic. But we don't have a name for Thursday, and Kwamel was right. I do Mindful Mondays. We start off our week with meditation, affirmation, a little astrological outlook, maybe sometimes some yoga breathing, guided by Sahara Ali, who, by the way, has been with me since the Steve Harvey days, when I used to be one of Harvey's angels. That's when I met her. She used to come on my show, Street Science, going way back. Yeah, we can tell retrograde is retrograding. Anyway, that's how far back we go. And, another story for another day. But so we have Mindful Monday. We have Talking Point Tuesday. I do that to remind myself to debunk the BS. And many times we have the opportunity to do a little debating with some folks that are not like-minded. I think that makes our gray matter stronger. We have Wealth Building Wednesday, really providing platforms and opportunities for businesses, small businesses, socially innovative, BIPOC-owned, women-owned, and local, because when you have things like Amazon that pull dollars out of the local markets by defunding little mom-and-pop stores and even medium-sized businesses that provide jobs in local communities, it's important to find ways to support those. Plus, we want to build that generational wealth and recycle black dollars. So that's Wealth Building Wednesday. And then it's just plain old nothing Thursday. And then, boom, Freedman Friday. We're on our reparations tip. So, okay, if you got a suggestion, you can call me at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580, or you can go on YouTube. Oh, I like it. Jacqueline Anderson says Think Tank Thursday. Think Tank Thursday. I like that. What do we do on a Think Tank Thursday, Jacqueline? I feel like we think every day, but we don't always. Do we think collaboratively, or do we is Think Tank Thursday where we come up with a secret plan to or not so secret plan to counteract the nightmare, the political nightmare that we're currently living through? Think Tank Thursday. I like that. Okay, well let's give it till the end of the day. Right now we have a front runner in the race for the naming of Thursday, because Think Tank Thursday is kind of solid. I like that. I had thought about Thicky Thick Thursday, but what do you do on a Thicky Thick Thursday? Stuff that I can't do with my tiny self. I don't know. Anyway, Thieves in the Temple Thursday, Molly Bell, is that what it is? 800-920-1580 if you've got something to say. And the reason that I say we need to keep our eyes on the LA County Board of Supervisors is because I'm not just trying to be funny, but it's because what happens with Measure J is really important, right? And the fact that this Measure G, which voters passed, supposedly accidentally overturned something that shapes the entire philosophy of our county government. And our county is bigger than many states. And something that has moved tens of millions of dollars, actually hundreds of millions of dollars, out of prisons and punishment over into job creation, mental health services for the unhoused. It's shaped our budget. And I think it was MLK. I don't know who first said that budgets are moral documents. Now it's become a cliche, but it's also a true thing. Your priorities, your ethics are reflected in what you decide to spend money on, not just your household budget. You know what I mean? If you're starving your kids and spending all your money on BBLs, that says something about what's important to you. If you're starving your kids in the county and spending all your money on cops, that says something about you. Because cops punish crimes, they don't stop them. Very rarely does law enforcement stop crime. A lot of time they don't even solve it, especially if it happens to be in reference to black people getting murdered. What they do is they clean up after it, try to put you in jail, pull you over. Anyway, this is a philosophy. It's not just a measure. It's not just a rule. It's a philosophy. Care first. which we, the voters, went to great pains to enact in this county, which was one of the concrete moments of turning protest into policy, taking the protests of 2020 and turning into a policy. So it's not another march without a result. It's not another town hall where we all talk and get riled up and then go home and everything stays the same. It ain't that. And so that must be protected at all costs. And that's the moment we find ourselves in. Because against the advice of more experienced electeds, we decided to, I'm blaming y'all because, okay, Sahara would be mad at me. Don't blame. One finger pointing at you, 3 fingers pointing back. But the point is, you do that, whoever it is, somebody passed it, and now it's ruined this massive win that we got coming out of 2020. And a little motion that says, okay, we're going to figure out what to do, ain't it. We need to fix it, and we need to fix it now. We don't need to wait. We don't need to wait till 2028, 2026, 2030. Because right now we see what happened with the state. People are being tricked by the epidemic of fear. And that is not the time to relitigate Measure J. We've got news, traffic, and sports right now. You're invited in at 800-920-1580. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. President Trump says there's a good chance he'll meet with Vladimir Putin soon as his ceasefire deadline with Russia nears.
We had some very good talks with President Putin, and there's a very good chance that we could be ending the end of that road.
After a 3-hour meeting between Trump's envoy and Putin, Trump warned of sanctions if Russia doesn't agree to end its war with Ukraine by Friday. A federal judge is weighing whether to extend a temporary block on Mississippi's new DEI ban. House Bill 1193 would prohibit public schools and colleges from promoting diversity programs. Judge Henry Wingate heard arguments Tuesday but hasn't ruled yet. And Salt and Pepper are suing Universal Music Group, claiming the label is blocking their music and refusing to return rights to their master recordings. The duo says they met all legal requirements, but UMG won't honor their copyright termination rights. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Both of LA's baseball teams lost at home last night. St. Louis beat the Dodgers 5-3. Impressive night for Shohei Ohtani in the loss. He had 8 strikeouts in 4 innings on the mound and hit his 39th homer. The home run was his 1,000th hit in his 8-year career. The Angels lost to Tampa Bay 5-4. The Angels struck out 16 times and did not score after the 4th inning. The LA Sparks are back in action tonight in the WNBA. They're at home against the Connecticut Sun. The Sparks are going for their 3rd straight win. The NFL suspended former USC wide receiver Jordan Addison for the first 3 games of the regular season. Addison, a first-round pick of the Minnesota Vikings in 2023, was suspended for violating the NFL's substance abuse policy. Addison pleaded no contest to a DUI charge in 2024. He was found asleep in his car on the 105 freeway in LA. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Fatherhood includes being present during pregnancy, delivery, and beyond, supporting your partner and advocating for your baby's health. Black fathers play a key role in reducing maternal and infant health inequalities. Join the free AIM Fatherhood Program and make a difference. Visit blackinfantsandfamilies.org/fatherhood.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we aim to foster enlightening, sustainable, restorative dialogue, and we welcome unapologetically progressive viewpoints that empower fellow citizens. We are now accepting submissions for KBLA Talk 1580 guest editorials like this one.
For the KBLA Talk 1580 guest editorial, I'm Martin Gordon, chair of the Pasadena Community Coalition. Recently, I listened to a Tavis Smiley Show conversation with James Farr. James said something that caught me off guard. Black out the Dina is gone. My community is being murdered. I said murdered.
All you have to do is go to our website homepage at KBLA1580.com and click on the icon that says KBLA Guest Editorials to learn more about our editorial standards and content submission guidelines. As long as the topic aligns with our mission, we are happy to review your submission and consider it for broadcast. We can't make any promises, but we want to amplify progressive perspectives that are community-focused and solution-oriented. So, go to KBLA1580.com right now to download all the information you need about our guest editorials. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Yeah, yo, come on. Here come the drums.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we fight the power every day.
Yeah, gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey.
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it! Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power! Fight the power! Fight the power!
You hear that? That's Mike sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. That's because Mike was smart this time. He took ZQL Ultra to fall asleep fast, stay asleep longer, and get the deeply restorative sleep he needs. So now he wakes up refreshed and ready to conquer Mondays.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Ultra. Not for colds, just for sleep. Really great sleep. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Ooh, my job sometimes reading these news stories. So, yes, Kwamel, I did name check you. He's in the YouTube at KBLA 1580 asking if he sparked this conversation about a name for Thursday. So far, we have a front runner with Jacqueline Anderson saying Think Tank Thursday. Miles, you said we had some other contenders here?
Yeah, shout out to Kelly from Compton. She called in and said Political Tell-All Thursdays.
Political Tell-All Thursdays.
And then somebody else called in and said uncompressed Thursdays. I'm like, that's not a T. I don't think that's going to
uncompressed Thursday. And what do? We just go off?
Right, exactly. Unhinged Thursday, pretty much.
Okay. Uncompressed Thursdays. Yeah, okay. Well, it's creative. I'll give him that. Was it a him or her?
It was a him.
It was an anonymous uncompressed Thursday. And then you said AI had a suggestion?
I got a few suggestions. AI says, what I got? Just missed, I'm sorry. Pass the torch Thursdays? Will you pass the torch?
Pass the torch Thursdays.
You just highlight younger people?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Next. I mean, sorry, AI. That ain't it.
Talk Rich Thursdays, will you just talk money all day?
Talk Rich, but we already have Wealth Building Wednesday. I mean, I'm totally into talking to young people. I just think Pass the Torch Thursdays sounds corny.
Right, I get you.
It's not that I don't like the idea of passing the torch or talking to young people. Jerry Anderson says Thirsty Thursday. Kwamel said she means decompress Thursday because uncompress is not a word. Okay, got it.
Got Town Hall Thursdays where you open it up just for the opposing voices.
Yeah, so a whole day of Fred.
Pretty much.
Nah. Well, we kind of do that on Talking Point Tuesday anyway. Town Hall Thursdays sounds pretty good, but I don't know. Thirsty Thursday is funny, Jerry. And what we all just thirst trap each other all day. Yeah. Well, those are some good contenders.
Take Flight Thursdays, where we talk about international stuff. Take
Flight Thursdays. Okay. All right. I thought of Thoughtful Thursdays, but I'm not quite sure what that means. We're nice to each other all day.
Think Ahead Thursdays, we're only talking future tense, visionary.
That one's not bad. Think Ahead Thursdays. All right. Well, I guess you and I are the voters. We could do a poll.
Do a poll on YouTube once we narrow them down.
Yeah. Thirsty Thursday, Jerry says, is where we plan and plot on all things for an economic better way of life. Well, that should be Wednesday, but I feel you. I thought when you said Thirsty Thursdays, I was thinking relationships. But we kind of do that on Black Marriage Monday anyway. I'm so glad you guys pay attention. That is a beautiful thing. And so I guess we'll put up a poll in the YouTube chat maybe next hour.
Let's think about it, because, we could always use your Instagram and do it on Instagram. We can we can maybe make this something.
Yeah, we'll come up with a way for everybody to vote, because that way me and Miles don't have to be the sole responsible parties. And can I be a tiebreaker like the vice president in case I don't like what can I be a dictator like Trump wants to be? No, we'll go with what y'all say. I like that better. So the story that was making me sad this morning, because sometimes I don't like my job, because I love my job, don't get me wrong, but the part that I don't like is sometimes saturating myself in all these news stories, especially right now. So this LA County Sheriff Deputy named Yen Louis, I might not be saying his name right, but is not going to face any criminal charges for shooting Adrian Avelar, who allegedly had thrown away a weapon, but was lying on the ground at the time and was shot in the back. So the sheriff's deputy fired a round into his back at a Rosemead body shop, apparently, fracturing his vertebrae. He was gravely injured, nearly paralyzed, but ended up not being. And the sheriff's deputy opened fire point blank range. This is what is shown on the body cam footage. But county prosecutors decided that there was insufficient evidence to prove he was not acting in lawful self-defense. The guy allegedly had a weapon, which he threw away, allegedly. I'd have to see it on tape, because I've learned, as Ben Crump says, not to believe the official story. Believe my eyes. But even if he had a submachine gun, if he threw it away and he's lying on the ground, how was that lawful self-defense to open fire on him at point blank range in his back? That, to me, sounds like rage. In any case, he will not face charges. And they say, well, he lied about being on probation. Oh, is that punishable by death now? They said that because he made threats when he did have a weapon and wasn't laying face down, that means that it could have been it could have been a threat still. You had the gun, I have nothing. I'm lying on the ground, but you feel your life is in danger. Okay, make it make sense. Okay. This is where we are right now. And this is what I expected from our current district attorney, Mr. Nathan Hochman, who sat in that chair right over there and told me he was going to hold cops accountable. But I knew that was not the truth because of other things he said, which were MAGA talking points. And it's the reason why I say that a lot of people, it's not the reason, it's an example of why I say that a lot of folks who call themselves independents, they say that because they don't want to admit that they're Republicans, or they don't want to admit they voted for Trump, or they have some hidden agenda, i.e. they're running for office in a blue state, in a blue county, and they don't want you to have to explain to your friends why you voted MAGA Republican. Here it is, people. Even the LA Times, which, whose owner has now come out as a Musk MAGA, meaning a South African billionaire who supports the president. It's a very small category, but one of them owns the LA Times. Anyway, even according to them, use of force experts who reviewed the footage of this murder told the Times that the deputy's decision to shoot was problematic. The guy clearly does not have a weapon in his hand, and the deputy who is on top of him draws his firearm, jams it in the guy's back, and fires upon him immediately. Yeah, to me, you don't have to be a use of force expert to figure that out. You're on the ground. You're down. You have no weapon. I'm on top of you. I do have a weapon. I shoot you in the back. Oh, I feared for my life. Okay. I'm sitting here on the radio. I fear for my life because I talk so much smack. Does that mean I get to kill anybody who walks through the door? I don't think so. Woo. Yeah. And another example of that, remember, well, actually, Alex Villanueva said he was a Democrat. So people can lie. Progressive posers, Democrats in name only, independents who are really MAGA in disguise. These are a thing. Progressive posers is one of my pet peeves. We've got to pay attention. What do people do? Not just what do they say. And especially right now. Especially right now, because you have the issue of Gaza on the table, and how do we respond to that? You have the loss of rights, due process, and other rights under immigration, customs enforcement, and Homeland Security campaigns. And you have a loss of rights overall. So this is a time when we have to have the eagle eye for the progressive posers, the people who just want to say that to get your vote, but their voting record doesn't support it. Is Cory Booker a progressive? I mean, he seems like a very nice man. I've met him before. He attended my father's funeral. Seems like a very nice man. He gave a great speech on the floor of the Congress. But is he a progressive? No. Look at the voting record. Does it match the rhetoric? We're going to have to be a little bit more sophisticated about these things in this era. It doesn't have to have a red hat on to be undermining of your agenda, of the greater good. It's not just your personal agenda. It's the agenda for the best outcome for humanity, the humans. Remember us? 800-920-1580. Love to hear from you. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is an intervention. When we come forward, includes you. KBLA Talk 1580, turning pain into power.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Hey, bills happen. So when you need extra cash fast, go to billshappen.com. Have you been turned down? Are your credit cards maxed out? Do you have bad credit? Go to billshappen.com. All you need is a job and a checking account. You can find a lender and get up to $5,000 cash as early as tomorrow at billshappen.com. Billshappen.com is the smart way to get a personal lender now. So if you need extra money for car repairs, medical bills, family emergencies, whatever you need cash for, go to billshappen.com and you can get the money you need as soon as the next day, up to $5,000. At billshappen.com, our process is safe, secure, and all online. No one to deal with in person, and Bills Happen does not charge you any fees to use our service. It's easy. When you need a lender, just remember, when bills happen, go to billshappen.com. billshappen.com for the cash you need now. billshappen.com.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate loses and love wins.
Okay, the names are rolling in. Was that your idea, Miles? The Tag Team Thursday? You said we get a guest host in here every time, or did someone? That was you?
AI came up with that one.
Oh, that was AI. Okay, yeah. I got you. And then I.
That could be the thing. You and AI tag team on these topics for.
Let AI host the show.
Oh, you host the show. AI is your little co-pilot.
Oh yeah. What do we call that? The end of the world Thursday.
Or Terminator Thursday.
Terminator Thursday. You're fired. AI took your job Thursday. That'll be every day pretty soon. E.C. Courtney says Deep Soul Thursdays, although he didn't explain it, but hey, we can get deep and soulful. We can do that on Thursdays.
Taboo
Thursdays. And Forensic Accountant said Tattletale Thursday, where we talk about corruption in politics.
It's Thursday.
That's going to be a long show, huh?
Snitches get stitches Thursday.
This is
Snitches get stitches Thursday.
Oh, snitches get snitches. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's too hard to say. Maybe it's gonna come sleepy. Snitches get stitches Thursday. Okay, tap out Thursday, where we just give up. No, we're not doing that. Remember, we're pledging to be courageous every day around here. Fearless is the way forward.
Teachers Thursday, will you bring in some teachers or some people who are OGs or mentors to?
Okay, each one teach one Thursday. Each one reach one Thursday. I like it. I don't know how we're going to do this poll because we got a lot, but Miles is going to figure it out. Miles is good at math and stuff like that. And I love that y'all, Molly Bell likes Thoughtful Thursday. I like that one too. And Paul points out that Cory Booker is friends with the Kushner family, which I knew, but I had forgotten about. Yeah, well, that explains some things. He's also taken a ton of money from AIPAC, the American Israeli Political Action Committee. And you notice it's Israeli, not Jewish. In any case, I got good news and I got bad news. Which one you want to hear? Let's go with the good news because I think I've already talked about some news I would consider bad. So the LA City Council, I consider this good news, has set aside $2 million for a guaranteed income pilot program That's not a lot of money, $2 million in the scope of the city budget. Yeah, in my bank account it would be a lot, or yours probably. But they are taking $2 million, one from an account associated with Council District 9 and the other one from Council District 13, 9 of course Kern Price, and 13 Council Member Hugo Soto Martinez. And what they're going to do is pay survivors of domestic violence, intimate partner violence, like, your boy or girlfriend perpetuating violence against you, and also another one for transitional age youth, those who are aging out of the foster care system between the ages of 16 and 24. They'd get $1,000 a month for 2 years. And this is, it reminds me of the one that that Councilmember Price did back in 2022, the Basic Income Guaranteed Los Angeles Economic Assistance Pilot, or they called it Big Leap, and there were 3,000, a little more than 3,000 households that were qualified based on being below the poverty line. They got $1,000 a month for 12 months, and the data showed that it really made a difference. Contrary to what people like to say about reparations or welfare or anything, whatever, these families did things like getting their vehicle fixed or buying a car so that they could get better jobs, buying clothing so they could apply for better jobs, and enrichment programs for their children so their kids could compete on the level of middle-class children. They paid school tuition. Some of them even started small businesses, and back-to-school clothes. So this is the kind of stuff they did, and this is consistent because it's the same thing we saw. Michael Tubbs, when he was mayor of Stockton, was a pioneer in this universal basic income in actually implementing it. And it's the same thing we saw when Mayor Asia Brown tried this in Compton, which is that this little bit of extra money, this $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year, with no strings attached, helps people level up their lives. They actually don't spend it on candy and crack. They spend it on things that they've been needing for their house but couldn't afford, things that they were necessary to level up their lives. And I think that is good news. I think when we look at AI every day, not just Thursday, when we look at the pressures that are coming on the economy right now with these tariffs and things, figuring out ways to move those who are at the very bottom in terms of resources, and a lot of times it's folks who have these challenges, like if you're in a domestic terror situation, domestic violence situation, where you personal terror is what I mean, where you have to flee and leave all your stuff behind. Many times that's going to impact you financially. You might lose your job. You might not have any of your stuff because you have to get the heck out of there in order to live. Those folks tend to struggle financially. Same with foster youth who age out, because most kids, even if you're from a low resource family and you're now 18 and considered an adult, you could still go stay at mom's or dad's house in a pinch. Most of them, not everybody. Some moms or dads are houseless, but a lot of times you can get some help from your parents. And for most foster youth, they don't have that safety net. And so, again, I think this is a smart thing to do with $2 million, even though I know we're in a budget deficit. I know we're in tough times. $2 million for LA budget is not a make or break. And they're for the young people, they're putting the universal basic income together with job training. And that actually is going to end up saving us, the taxpayers, money, because when those foster youth get the training and the support for 2 years, so they are way less likely to become unhoused. Now you have someone who can move into the workforce and take care of themselves, not somebody who's going to end up sleeping on the sidewalk. They're tapping in with the Family Source Centers, which is part of the city infrastructure. And they're using different community-based organizations to help people apply and figure out who's going to be in this pilot program. LA County had a similar program called Breathe. I guess it's still going. Yeah, this says it's still going. According to ABC7, the Breathe program is still going. They got 2,000 people who were aging out of the foster care system into a similar basic universal income situation where they got $1,000 a month. And that was for low-income people, but also for foster youth. Oakland's done it. San Antonio's done it. Chicago's done it. And what we see is that the data shows that people improve their lives when they get in these programs. The talking point is, why should they work if they're getting a free $1,000 a month? Most people are already working, maybe more than one job, and they still can't get a car. They still cannot stack up enough money to get a deposit on an apartment. And it costs like, your firstborn to get into an apartment. You got first and last and a deposit, and these rents be $3,000, $4,000, and $5,000. That's talking about what y'all think probably have to pay for a down payment on a home in some states, right? Getting transportation so you can get a job. Getting a decent wardrobe so you can go to a job interview and win. These are the kinds of things that people do with this universal basic income money. And so good job on that, LA City Council. I'll be joined by Akili next hour. He's had some adventures he can speak on, and he'll help us unpack the national headlines. And, of course, as always, you're invited in 800-920-1580. I'm Dominique DiPrima. I hope you knew that. This is KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. President Trump says there's a good chance he'll meet with Vladimir Putin soon as his ceasefire deadline with Russia nears.
We had some very good talks with President Putin, and there's a very good chance that we could be ending the end of that road.
After a 3-hour meeting between Trump's envoy and Putin, Trump warned of sanctions if Russia doesn't agree to end its war with Ukraine by Friday. A federal judge is weighing whether to extend a temporary block on Mississippi's new DEI ban, House Bill 1193. Judge Henry Wingate heard arguments Tuesday but hasn't ruled yet. And Salt and Pepper